and it means time out. I need to tell you something more. There's going to be someone else speaking. There's one speaker at a time. Here's what I'm going to do. I've given you a piece of paper, and on it you're going to write down observations of things that I do during a science experiment. So you have to write down everything that I do. While I'm doing these things, I will tell you a story. You don't have to write down the story. You don't have to write down the story. You've got to listen to it and write down as many things as you see happen as possible. With me so far?
Yeah.
Good. So I'm going to tell you a story about when I was in school in the 8th grade back in 1834, I think it was. Yeah.
1792.
Okay, so I'm going to talk to you today about your powers of observation. Scientists have to be good observers. Okay? So as I'm telling the story in a moment, you're going to write down everything you see me do. There's room to write down 20 things. The last class didn't get 20, but one guy got 17. With me so far?
Yeah.
Are there any questions so far?
No.
What's your question?
Does that have to be complete sentences?
No, it does not on this one. Because if you did write complete sentences, you'd be writing and you'd miss like 6 things that I just did. Okay? I have a question though. Where's your lab coat? Got a question over here. That was a good question. That was a good question. My answer to that is, there. All right. So starting right now, write down everything you see me do. When I was in, no, I didn't say talk. You're going to talk with your pencil. You're going to write things down that I do. Okay, so when I was in 8th grade, I had a science teacher. He's a really good science teacher. He taught us a lot of things. One of the things he taught us about was astronomy. And I loved astronomy, learning about the stars and the planets and things like that. And he taught us about Saturn. And he told us Saturn has 3 rings. And later, I wrote in my notes, Saturn has 3 rings. After that, he gave us a test. And on the test, one of the questions was, how many rings does Saturn have? And I wrote down that Saturn has 3 rings. And when he got that test, he marked it right. And Tom. He marked it right. Now later on, when I was in high school, we sent a spacecraft to Saturn. And that spacecraft got very close to Saturn and took a picture and sent it back, and what we discovered was Saturn does not have 3 rings. Saturn has over 500 rings, not 3. Later we sent a second spacecraft that went to Saturn. That spacecraft got even closer and found over 1,500 rings. So when my teacher said Saturn has 3 rings, he was absolutely wrong. And when I wrote on my test, Saturn has 3 rings, I was absolutely wrong. And he marked it absolutely right. Yeah, at this point, my story's over. I'm going to give you some time to finish writing down anything you didn't have time to write down. Maybe you saw it, but just were too rushed. So take a minute, no talking, write down everything you saw me do. Hold off on the talking for now, please.
I have 14.
And 12 over here, 12 things that were observed.
I have 14.
back to what you just saw. Is there anything you didn't have time to write down that you go, oh yeah, I've seen that. You can write it down now.
Yes.
17 things. Okay, very good. Riley's got 10. And what it's good is going to type the things she saw you do. And, is this a Google Doc?
Yeah, do you want it on that?
That's like a 18 or something, probably be good. And then I'm going to do this. I think it's here. Could you raise your hand and tell me something you saw? What's your observation?
You eat.
I eat. I eat. You eat. We eat. Okay. I eat.
Oh, verbatim. Got it.
Okay? Wave at me if you saw me eat. You might have been writing at that time and maybe didn't see it. So if you didn't see it, you don't have to write it. If you forgot to write that down, you can add it now that she has said it. So if that's not on your list, you go, oh, that's right, I saw that. Put it on your list. Tell me something else you saw. What else did you see? I lit a candle. Write it down if you didn't write it down. I lit a candle. What else? Poured water in a cup. Very good.
And then take it out of the bottle.
Okay. Pours water in a cup. What else, Ricky?
You turned over a cup.
Turned it over. Can you be specific by, like, do you mean that I turned a cup over like this?
No, you turned it over sideways.
Okay, so which cup? Are you talking about the white one?
Yes.
It was on its side. Okay. Do you remember which way it was facing? Was it towards you or towards this side of the room? Do you recall? How good of an observer are we?
It was towards that.
Yeah.
That way.
Very good. So I had the cup laying on its side facing this way. Then I stood up. And then I poured water in. Okay, so I stood up a cup. Tell me another thing. Way in the side of it.
You touched your head.
Touched my head. Did anybody else see me touch my head? Not many hands are in the air right now. But if you did see it and you go, oh, I didn't even think to write it, you can add it to your list. If you didn't see it, don't put it down. What'd you see?
I saw you turn off the light.
I turned off the lights.
I'm pretty sure I did.
What else? Give me lots. I saw lots of things written down. Go ahead, Ellie.
You shushed us when the matches were brought out.
Why? Why did I shush you when I picked up the box of matches? Did anyone observe the reason for that? Do you know what it was?
Bartender.
No? Anybody notice why it was when I picked up this box of matches I had to be very quiet? I did something after that. I don't know if you noticed it or not. What'd you notice? I shook it. Did you hear it? Did you hear it? Was it quiet enough? Okay, so I shook a box of matches. So I shushed you and I shook a box of matches. Those are two things. How do you spell that?
Sure.
Yeah, that works for me. It's probably not a word, is it?
It's okay.
That's okay. We know what it means. Shook a box of matches. What else do you have? We've got 19 things on this list over here.
What?
You got 20? And you did it upside down.
Yeah. 20.
What else? Do you have anything on your list that is not up on the board right now?
21. Yes.
Okay. What else do you have for me?
I have put that glass in there.
Okay, that's called a beaker. So I put a beaker down. It's a technical name for it. Ricky?
You blew out the candle.
Thank you. I was hoping somebody would mention that because we got the candle lit on
Yep,
step 2, but nobody's said that I blew it out. Now I think of some more things that I hope you guys have thought of. What do you have?
At the start, you looked at your bald
I did? Okay.
What?
You looked at his bald head at the start.
I did what to it?
Look at your ball that
I look at it? How did I look at my ball? Huh? Oh, with a camera. That was before I started the story though. So that was an observation before. Okay, what else? Over here.
You were talking.
I was.
I wrote that too. I
Okay.
think we all
You didn't have to write down the story, but it's an observation, isn't it, of something I did. So that's very good. Sometimes observations are so obvious we don't write them down. What else?
You stand it up.
I stood up, okay? I was not sleeping during this experiment.
You never sat down.
Boy, I see some obvious ones that we don't have on there. Do you have another one?
I do.
What is it?
Talking about Saturn.
Yeah, now that's what my story was about. We didn't have to write that down. So we'll leave that off for now. Tegan?
You walked around.
Okay, do I have that up there already? Walked around? I don't, do I?
Nope. I'm sorry.
Okay, walked around. Do you remember where I walked, Tegan?
Tegan, he's asking a question. Over there.
I walked over here?
Yeah.
Like this?
No.
No.
Like
Because that's part of an observation. Did I walk over to the light switch?
Yes.
Did I walk over here?
Yes.
Did I walk over here?
Yes.
Did I walk over here?
Yes. I think so.
Ooh, I gotta think so on that. We're not too sure. Okay, look at number 2 up there. Something had to happen before I could have done number 2. And look at number 8. Something's missing between 8 and 2. What is it? What is it?
You took out the matches?
Okay, took out the matches. And I just held them to the candle and it just lit itself.
Yeah. Stick it right there.
What?
You have to switch them.
Yeah. Okay, I had to light a match, didn't I? Okay, so let's put lit a match. How many people saw me light the match? Maybe you were writing, you didn't see it, but that's the only way the candle could have been lit, right? Is the match still burning?
No.
So what can we add to the list?
Burn down. You want match.
I blew it out, okay? Let's see if we can get 4 more and get a full 20 on there. Amazing. That's very good. So can you give me 4 more things that you observed? You know these things happen. Ellie, do you have one?
Wait, sir. You poured water?
Where did I pour it?
You poured water in a cup.
I poured water in which cup?
The white cup.
Oh, that's number 3. Okay. And if we can't get 4 more, it's okay. It would be cool if we can. Do you have another one?
You drank the water.
I drank the water, okay? What did I drink it out of? Do you remember?
The white cup.
I drank water out of the white cup.
Actually, out of the water bottle.
He disagrees. He says water. Water ball? You're sure? Sure it wasn't the white cup? Okay, so that's 17. Can we get 1 more over here?
Me?
Yep.
You were looking at papers. Papers.
Okay, now, here's what I want you to do. You have 3 columns off to the side. It says column 1, column 2, column 3. And there are blanks under each one. Right now we're going to do just column 1. I want you to write down a number in there that tells me how confident you are of that. For example, are you 100% sure that I ate something?
Yes.
Okay, then you're going to put 100 in this blank. Not like this. Some people get confused and they write the number 100 like this. We're doing the first blank. This means I'm 100% sure that I saw you eat something. If you're 100% sure I didn't eat something, you put a 0 there. If you're confident I didn't eat, you put a 0. If you're not sure, you never saw that, you can put a 50%. Does that make sense? What do you think like an 85% means?
Yeah. Pretty sure.
Pretty sure, but I maybe could be wrong.
90%.
Yeah, 99 means there's a chance I'm wrong, but I'm probably right. Okay, so would you go to each one of them now and put a percent on them? And Ms. Good, if you'll put in a tab around like 5, 5 3/4, 6 1/2. You put 3 tabs in there. Here, I'll show you an easy way to do
Oh,
that. Backspace those tabs up there. So everybody's filling in column 1.
Oh, we gotta go.
Yep. Okay, so Miss Good, would you put down your percentages there as the students do the same? Are you 100% sure I ate something? If you didn't see me eat anything, you can put a 0 there, or a 50, or a 23.9 or something. So fill in the others now. Are you 100% sure that I dropped a cup? 100% sure I didn't down. 100% sure. Okay. Fill in all columns. Very good, Natalie.
Okay.
You got 100% on everything?
Yeah,
Okay,
except for
so
this
he's
is
a confident
10,000.
observer.
Read this. This is 10,000.
Okay, 100% sure on everything? Jane's 100% sure on everything? How do you say your name, Nico? Okay. Nico's 100% sure on most things, but not on everything.
I'm sure on everything.
100%.
Donovan's 100% sure on everything so far. Are you still thinking?
10,000.
100% sure over here for Rope. Riley's 100% sure on everything but 2 things. Got some doubts. Jasmine's 100% sure on everything but 1 thing. Noah's 100% sure on everything, but he's 91% sure on one of the things. If he's 91% sure, what does that mean?
Pretty sure.
Yeah, yeah. He'd probably bet his lunch money on it. Okay, so Miss Good's doing this. She's put 50% on some of them. Now, on those ones that say 50, space that back so they're all in that one column. Hit a backspace. No, the other way.
Oh, all in the same column.
Yeah. There we go, like that. Yeah. All right, so she's finishing up. You're finishing up.
Well, it's good.
Caitlin is 100% sure on everything. Ellie's 100% sure on everything. Dom is 100% sure on everything. And so is Ela.
I'm 100%.
I'm still gonna make sure. That rings a bell. Okay, students. When you see me do this, you remember what it means?
Yeah.
You're doing this, which means there's nothing in your hands. All right, Miss Good, you're 100% sure that I ate something, that I lit a candle, but you're not sure I poured water in a cup. Why not?
I was not totally paying attention.
I think she should have to give up her recess if she's not paying attention.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, we have to teach her.
Okay. She's not sure that I blew out the match. Now that's interesting. How many people put 100% sure I blew out the match?
Literally everyone.
Wait a minute. Did I blow it out? Or did I drop it in the beaker and let it go out on its own? Or did I shake it out? Because you said you're 100% sure that I blew it out.
No.
Ooh. Look at number 3. How do you know I poured water in the cup? I have lots of chemicals that look like this.
Oh.
Lots.
Maybe it's not.
They're clear. They're liquid. Yes, I did.
Maybe it
No,
might be.
that's
So the only thing that can be drank is water?
Yeah.
Nothing else that you drink is poison, so like soda is poison,
Why don't you drink
7-Up is poison.
No.
That's not bubble.
Raise your hand if you want to say something. Tegan,
Well, it's not bubbly, so it can't be Sprite.
have you ever left 7-Up out for an hour?
Yes.
All the bubbles go away,
Yeah.
and then it's called flat. Yes, it no longer has bubbles, and it's completely clear and looks just like that. So you said you're 100% sure that I poured water in a cup. Are you 100% sure that's water now? Okay, so here's what I want you to do next. I want you to go to column 2. And if you want to keep the numbers the same, you can. Like if you're 100% sure that I ate, leave it at 100%. But if you're not 100% sure I put water in a cup, you can change that 100 to something else. What are some ones that you might be unsure of? Did I truly blow out a match? Or extinguish it some other way? Go through those and decide if you want to keep your numbers or maybe change them a little bit. So fill out column 2. Like maybe I'm only 80% sure now, not 100% sure. Go through column 2 and fill it out completely.
Why do you pour water in a cup and then you drink out of the bottle of water? Who does that?
Saturn will answer questions for you, so fill out column 2, please. I can observe Saturn, but I can't ask it a question it won't answer. Fill out column 2, everybody. Okay, Miss Good's filling out column 2. She's unsure on a couple. We've got 100 down to a 25% over here on Eli's. He has almost completely changed his mind about his confidence in that. My science teacher should have changed his mind. He should have said, it looks like Saturn has 3 rings when I look at it through a telescope from Earth. But when we said a spacecraft, it was different. Nico, what do you say? Yeah. Keep it on the back. Yes?
I changed my course water to a 0%.
So that means you're sure that that's not water. That means you're confident that I didn't pour water.
I did 99.9.
Go ahead. Hang on a second. I got one speaker. I want you to talk loud enough for everyone to hear. 50%. Okay. It says water, doesn't it? And it is a water bottle. But I could have tricked you. Yeah. I mean, if you look at how much water's in here now, is that how much water I poured in that cup and how much I drank? Or was there some? Was this already open when I got here? Maybe. Could I put something? So scientists have to be really careful. One student in the other class who was over Miss Upshaw said, "You drank a plastic bottle." He meant I drank water out of a plastic bottle. But he wrote, "You drank a plastic bottle." I am 0% sure of that. Now I know what he meant, but my teacher meant that Saturn had 3 rings and it does not have 3 rings. Scientists have to be really good in their observations. Okay, besides the 2 that just mentioned it, raise your hand if you changed something. Miss Good's changed a few of them up there. What did you change?
Poured water in a cup to 15.
To 15. From 100 to 15? So you've almost completely changed your mind. If you'll sit down, I'll call him. Go ahead.
I changed the water one into 0.
So that means you know for a fact this isn't water. Okay, Ellie?
I changed touch the head from 100 to 2.
Okay, 90 to 2. All right, go ahead.
The water one, I went from 100 to 80%.
Okay. he's still pretty sure that's water. It says water, it looks like water, people drink water out of those bottles. So he's pretty sure it's water, but he can't prove it yet, okay? He has a lot of evidence to suggest he's right, but he might not be right. Go ahead.
I changed pouring water from 100 to 99.
Okay, so you're almost 100% certain. And back here. Go ahead.
I changed pour water into to 50.
Okay. We're going to do column 3 now. Here's what you're going to do in column 3. What if you not only were overconfident about some things, what if I was purposely trying to trick you? For example, we have number 8. So you saw me do this. This good?
There's nothing in it.
Maybe it's a magic trick.
What?
Is it possible that I've tricked you on everything?
How did
That nothing you thought you saw really happened?
We just heard something in there.
You did?
Like 2 seconds ago.
Wow, that's weird. Column 3. Is there anything you're still certain of? That you can still put 100% on? How many of those things, did I really eat something? Was there a bite already missing out of that sandwich?
Why would you eat it? That would be disgusting.
Eating a sandwich would be disgusting. Could it be that I already eaten that piece of the sandwich and I tricked you into thinking I was eating a piece of that sandwich?
Yeah, you did.
What are the things you know for a fact and you can still put 100% on?
Dude.
So notice what she's done on number 8 here. She's now 0% sure that I shook a box of matches. Fill it out, column 3.
You still shook
I'll call in a minute. In a minute. I want to give people time to fill it out. Is there anything
Change
you're
one.
still
Change
confident
one
about?
crazy.
My teacher should have said it. Well, I'm sure there's a Saturday. Right now, you should be writing, not talking. Hands down, you're writing right now. Is column 3 completely filled out in your paper?
I'm not trying to do that.
Don't put your hand up if column 3 isn't filled out. Still fill out everything on column 3. And column 3. So on column 3, you put 0, 0. Are you still 100% sure that I put the cup down? Put 100.
I got one.
So you're not sure of anything? You don't even know if I lit a candle.
So what I wrote from sticking the box matches, 0.001. Yes, I'm an expert shippist. I inclined He still shook the box. But nothing was in it. Well, what if there was only one match in it? And we shook the box and we lit them.
Okay. So now some of these things, I mean, I may have set this up and tricked you on a lot of things. What are the things we know for a fact still happen though? Tell me one thing that happened. Nothing? Not sure of anything. What do you know for a fact?
We don't even know if they're
I talked. You're sure?
Yes.
It was not a recording.
Was it? No.
Unless it was. It could be because of that camera. It could literally be.
Okay? What are you sure about? Tell the class.
I have witnesses.
I lit a candle. Okay? What else?
I can clarify that you made a piece of that peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
You're sure of that?
Because I'm sure.
So, we know that I lit this
You
candle.
can give me that
We
sandwich.
poured
but I
something
will
in,
clarify
you
that
saw me
so
pour
I can-
some liquid in this cup, right?
Drink it again. Unless.
You saw me pour some liquid
for all us.
in this cup.
What?
And you saw me light the
There's a
candle.
sponge in it.
Yeah, there's a spot. You were. That's an apple. That's an apple. With the core. He shaved it into a.
Show us the sponge. Show us the sponge. Okay, and me too. I'm just gonna get sick. What the heck? Show us the sponge. Show us the sponge. You're chewing anymore. You're chewing a lot.
Wait, that means that sandwich.
No, he's not.
I mean that
Everything is
sandwich is poisoned. Man.
That sandwich might still be in there. That would be. Show me the sponge. It's frozen. It's frozen.